to write.
It is difficult to write
About my experience at Weill Cornell.
about my experience at Weill Cornell.
I spent 8 years
I spent 8 years
at this institution.
at this institution.
Weill Cornell benefited
Weill Cornell benefited
from my work.
from my work.
Cornell will use my outcomes
Cornell will use my outcomes
as an example
of
a successful student.
a successful student.
Still, when I had the most simple demands,
When I had the most simple demands,
Cornell turned its back on me.
Cornell turned its back on me.
It is tiring
It is tiring
to keep making the point
to keep making the point
that what is happening in Gaza
that what is happening in Gaza
is genocide.
is genocide.
It is exhausting
It is exhausting
to talk to people
to talk to people
who do not believe
who do not believe
that starving over 1 million children
that starving over 1 million children
is an unforgivable atrocity.
is an unforgivable atrocity.
It is unfathomable
It is unfathomable
to sit across the table
to sit across the table
from anyone,
from anyone,
let alone healthcare workers,
let alone healthcare workers,
to convince them
to convince them
that bombing every single hospital
that bombing every single hospital
in Gaza should be condemned.
in Gaza should be condemned.
Still, despite of all of this,
Despite all this,
and despite the fact
and despite the fact
that my family in Gaza
that my family in Gaza
is living this hellish reality,
is living this hellish reality,
I met in good faith with Cornell leadership,
I met in good faith with Cornell leadership,
with other students.
with other students.
Our demand was simple.
Our demand was simple.
Cornell must acknowledge the ongoing genocide
Cornell must acknowledge the ongoing genocide
in an institution-wide email,
in an institution-wide email,
just as it did
just as it did
4 times
4 times
in one-sided emails about October 7th.
in one-sided emails about October 7th.
Instead of listening to students' pleas,
Instead of listening to students' pleas,
Cornell ignored us
Cornell ignored us
for over 7 months.
for over 7 months.
Not only did they ignore us,
Not only did they ignore us,
but they refused
but they refused
to take action
to take action
against faculty and affiliates
against faculty and affiliates
who are openly posting
who are openly posting
genocidal statements
genocidal statements
on social media.
on social media.
Shame!
Shame!
As we, the students, started to take action by holding peaceful educational and reflective events, Cornell leadership thought the best course of action was to intimidate us. Shame! They directly threatened fellow students who were practicing their rights of free speech and labeled our events as hateful. Shame! Cornell's strategy is clear to us. If your opinion is anti-genocide, pro-humanity, or healthcare workers' rights, then you're a hating, agitating individual. The university's policies only work against us. Anti-doxing policies will not be enacted in our favor. Our pain will not be acknowledged. Our lives and those who we care about are simply less important to Cornell.
Like Weill Cornell.
Ahmed al-Najjar.
Ahmed al-Najjar.
The baby.
The baby.
Beheaded by Israel.
Beheaded by Israel.
In
Rafah.
Who was held in front of cameras.
Who was held in front of cameras.
For the world to see.
For the world to see.
Is merely a geopolitical tension.
A geopolitical tension.
To Cornell.
To Cornell.
What a disgraceful.
What a disgraceful.
Institution.
Institution.
We as healthcare workers.
We as healthcare workers.
Have the utmost responsibility.
Have the utmost responsibility.
To expose.
To expose.
Our complicit institution.
Our complicit institution.
In this genocide.
In this genocide.
Cornell is one of those institutions.
Cornell is one of those institutions.
Shame on Cornell.
Shame on Cornell.
Well, Cornell, we know you.
Well, Cornell, we know you.
You're complicit in this too.
You're complicit in this too.
Well, Cornell, you can't hide.
Well, Cornell, you can't hide.
You get rich off genocide.
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 Divest.
We will not stop, we will not rest this close. Divest. We will not stop, we will not rest this close. Divest. We will not stop, we will not rest this close. Divest. We will not stop, we will not rest this close. Divest.